quick iClone video from me today. I don't often do this, but this is a trick that I saw Adolf Navarro use in his dinosaur sort of chasing a Jeep type video. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. He used this trick in which he parented the characters to a vehicle and then animated the vehicle as it goes over a bumpy surface like this. And then this script called spring joints in iClone goes and animates your character. So this is very cool. It took me a while to understand and figure out how this works. So before I forget, I thought, I'll share it with you and I'll show you how to do this, how to build this thing from scratch. Let's get started. I loaded in Kevin here with a sitting position that I've sort of grabbed, I think, from an animation. I think his foot isn't quite on the pedal here. I mean, it's not really a car that he's driving into, but it's something that I've modeled in Blender. So this is what the pose looked like. And then I've adjusted it so that he could go and, sit in it. So the car is really just something like a dummy that I could play with. And this is what it looks like now. I haven't done anything else. You can see this is all one object here. And Kevin is just Kevin here. So before we can get into the nitty-gritty, of course, you need that plugin. So this is the original one, which was called Spring Joints, and that was for free, made by Reallusion. But the downside was it only works in iClone 7. I was literally this close to buying iClone 7 just for that. But then I found that there's somebody very nice, namely Lex3D. He took the code and rejigged it so that it works in iClone 8, which is great. I think it's 400 points currently on the marketplace, so well worth the price. And I think it's a bit of a hidden gem there. So yeah, give my man Lex a good review here and pick this plugin up. And this is what we're going to be using. So once you install it, it comes up under here like plugins, Spring Joints Plus. So Plus is the iClone 8 version. But before we use this, I think there's one quick change I want to make to Kevin's foot here, and that is just not quite adjusted properly. So I'll just do that with the motion layer here, but that's really, it's neither here nor there. It's just I think his foot's supposed to be on the pedal more like this. This is how I wanted to pose him. So I'm not sure if I'm going to hook up the feet. I don't think I will. I'm just going to leave them as they are. I'm just going to hook on the hand. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. So let's talk about how we get this wiggle effect done in the first place. So let me go and create a sphere here. And this is something that we're going to need anyway. I'm going to move this out of the way and go scale this down. I'm going to make 3 or 4. Let me make 4. So Control-Shift-D, and then I'll just move this up. Control-Shift-D, and I'll have maybe 3, maybe one more. Let's go and have four spheres. And they are going to be parented to one another. So we're going to turn this into a hierarchy and then move the root sphere, and everything else is then going to just wiggle around, but we need that hierarchy first. So I'll leave my scene tab open, and you can see I've got these 4 spheres here. They're currently not connected. So I'm going to select the first one, right click, and then choose attach. And then I'm going to pick the parent of that. So this is going to be a child of that. So click the second sphere down, then click the second sphere. So this is now going to be the root of that. And we're going to go and right click again on this and attach this sphere onto the one underneath it, namely like that. Then we're going to select the third sphere here, which is now going to be the root to the other 2. And I'm going to go and right click again, say attach, and then pick the last one, which is then my actual root. So as a result, if I move the bottom one, all 4 spheres move, and you can see that the hierarchy has been built here. Obviously, rename it into something sensible, because who's going to remember what ball 000 is in 3 days from now. So, but this is good to demonstrate how the spring joints thing works now. So with this selected, I'll head over to plugins and open that up, Spring Joints Plus, bring that panel over, and this is now asking us which of these items do we want to participate in our simulation. And I really don't know what the difference is between sphere 01 and ball 0, but ball 0 is my actual object. So that needs to be, stop simulation, sorry. That needs to be enabled here. So that needs to be selected, that needs to be selected, and that. So these ones, the ones that say sphere here, I really don't know what they are, but they're not the actual object. So my root node isn't participating because that's the one that I'm controlling, but all the others can be enabled. And then I can click Start Simulation. And then as I wiggle this around, you can see that there's movement happening. And the values you can adjust and see if you want to make it more bouncy or less bouncy, or if you want to have more dampening. So dampening is the factor here that how much the movement goes away over time, as if there's sort of air resistance. So if you set that to lower and you move it, then it'll bounce for longer, basically. And if you set that to higher, then it'll bounce the same amount, but not as much. So it dissipates very fast. Let's go and set this as something like, I don't know, 0.4. 0.4 is probably cool. The new version of the plugin, my face is in the way, isn't it? It lets you also select what rotational values you want to have. So you can have some axes rotate more than others, so you can play with that. And also, while you move this, all these values can be adjusted. I gather that was not the case in previous versions. So stiffness, if you want to have the stiffness less, then this is now more wobbly, so to say. So 50 is probably going to work well for what we're using. And then the bounciness, the higher the values, the more it bounces. So if I put that to 50 here, come on, 50, then the bounce is less. So the bounce is less fast. There's less bounce speed. So I'm going to go and leave this at maybe 500 here. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to attach this to my man, Kevin. So let me stop the simulation. And I can use the same spheres here, which is kind of nice. And the bottom one, I'm going to go and parent underneath my Jeep or my vehicle or whatever I want to call it. Yeah, that's just my control sphere. And then the next one, I'm going to go and place sort of by his feet here, and then the second one from the top, that goes sort of where his hip is. Doesn't have to be completely in his body. You'd probably go and hide those anyway. You don't want to render those out. And then the top one goes at his sort of chest neck height there. So that's where they go now. And once again, if I go and start the simulation with my oops, stop it, then select the bits and pieces that you want to simulate, then hit start. I think you can also save, if this is a complicated selection that you have to make, you can also save this as a JSON script and then load it in, and then the same selection will be brought back. So if I do this, my spheres move, but Kevin doesn't move with it, which is of course what we want. So let's go stop this and position that again as sort of like here, and then go and set up our reach targets. So one thing that we probably want, I'm going to go close this down quickly here, in Kevin is we want his hands to hold on to the steering wheel, and ideally his feet also holding on to the pedals. I'll just use his hands for now, and I'll go to edit reach target. And that means that with his left hand, thing that now shows yellow, I want him to hold on to the steering wheel. So I'll go and select target and keep current position, and then just select the steering wheel here. Same thing for the other hand, select target and keep current position, so steering wheel selected. And that is now in play. So even when he's going to wobble around in a moment, the hands are going to be attached to the steering wheel. So now I'm going to use the hip reach target and attach it to my hip dummy sphere. So as this wobbles around, his hip is going to be attached to that, and his hands are going to be attached to the steering wheel. So that means his hip is going to move up and down. And the same thing we can do for the neck. Select and keep current pose. Let's go and select that sphere, and that's us done with that. So if I now go and select my sphere again down here and bring back my plugins spring joints plus panel and select all my balls again, and then start the simulation and press W to bring my selection gadget up, then Kevin should indeed move, and he does indeed. So the only thing that doesn't quite move right now is the fact, but he moves around, so this is exactly what we want. So what doesn't currently move is the Jeep itself, or my vehicle itself. So that needs to also be connected to a sphere, and this is in fact why we have this one in play. So you don't want to connect it to the root sphere, because otherwise it's going to move the same as the root sphere, namely not at all. So the root sphere doesn't bounce. It needs to be on one of the other pieces of the chain, so not the root. We're going to use this ball here. So we will stop the simulation and just go and select my Jeep here. Is it selected? Right click and say attach to this sphere. So that means now as I move the root sphere, the second sphere is already moving a little bit, and that in turn is moving the Jeep. So let's do that. Let me go and start with select my root sphere again. Once again, select all these bits and pieces and the car that we have that now. And then we click start simulation, and then I'll go and move it around, and now the Jeep moves and Kevin moves as well, but he's holding on to the steering wheel, and that is basically the magic of it. So now if you say, hey, but his feet are sliding around, just go use the reach targets and attach his feet to the pedals, and then you have a much more sturdy Kevin. I think it's sort of nice how he moves around, and that's sort of cool. But yeah, feel free to attach his, or at least one foot onto a pedal, maybe just the gas pedal, and the other one is just, you know, bouncing around. That's sort of cool. So that is how you use it. And then of course the next thing that you probably gather is how we're going to actually animate with that. So animate the root over a bumpy surface, and then once you've done that, you can go and record the animation. And when you press that, it gets recorded to the timeline, and then you can disable the physics here over here, and then it doesn't get recalculated every time. It just goes, calculates it once, and then that is baked in, and then you can keep animating and make little adjustments to the whole thing. So that is how that works. Yeah, Spring Joints Plus. I was really excited to find that, because of course I don't really render an iClone, but these movements are then also going to be exportable into Unreal Engine, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Might even make another video on that when the time comes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I hope I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.